It's time to redefine family and community engagement. We are going to read Dahab's story. The article is linked in your learning packet on page 3, at the top of page 3. I want you to take a moment to read Dahab's story. So pause me and read it and then come back. Can you relate to Dahab's story from your own childhood? I'll share that when I read this article, it really resonated with me because my mom worked and didn't attend the bake sales and didn't attend many of the school functions, and sometimes didn't attend a parent-teacher conference if she didn't think that she needed to or had any questions for the teacher. She also felt like if I was having issues at school, I needed to learn how to advocate for myself. And so she would coach me and tell me how to handle the situation, but she wouldn't personally go to the teacher. So when I read Dahab's story, I thought, I wonder if my teachers had similar feelings about me. Did they think that my family wasn't engaged in my education? So I want you to reflect on your own childhood and what family engagement looked like in your house and how much you can or maybe cannot relate to Dahab's story, but any reflections that you might have pulled from reading this story. There's also a space about why does this story matter? Why did we include this story in this introductory training for family engagement? Pause me now and record some reflections. This article is important because there's many roles that families can play, and we have to understand as educators and family members that there's different needs for each of these roles. If you're an educator, look at these 5 roles and consider how you could support families in these roles more effectively. When you think about Dahab's family, how much could teachers have supported them, helping them get those textbooks, giving them more learning at home strategies, or supporting them and telling them what great monitors and communicators, supporters and guides and advocates they're being for their children, rather than maybe making them feel guilty for the time they weren't in the school building. If you're a family member and you work a lot, but you care deeply, think about the different roles that you could play in your child's school and with their education. It doesn't have to happen in the school building. There are other ways that you can be engaged and a partner in your child's education beyond the typical roles of volunteerism. I want you to pause the video here in a minute and pick one of these 5 roles. If you're an educator or administrator, think of how you could be more effective in supporting this role for families. If you're a family, think about questions you may ask of your educators to make you more effective in that role. For example, if I decided that supporting learning at home is really my niche, I've got a kindergartner and a 4th grader, and I do feel guilty that I don't participate in this school as much as I think I should. But I do want to support their learning at home, especially through COVID. I learned that I need some more tools in my toolbox for teaching my kids strategies for learning math, for example. So I would like to ask my teacher for more learning at home strategies to support their math skills. Like, are there certain card games we could be playing? Are there some easy, cheap materials maybe that I can pick up at the dollar store that make for some fun games? So that's one way that I could reach out to the school and let them know, this is the role I want to play. Can you help me? If I was an educator, I might look at learning at home, supporting learning at home role for families and think, when I do have the opportunity to talk to them or when I am sharing information, it would be really easy for me to upload a video or simply write a paragraph about a learning at home idea that would support what we're learning in the classroom. So please pause this video and take a moment to pick one of these 5 roles and how you could support that role better. Pause me now. If you're a visual learner, this iceberg metaphor might work for you. Thinking about families' roles being more diverse than attending school events, answering phone calls from the schools, advocating for their child with school staff, or signing off on paperwork. What are some of the ways that families are probably or could be supporting their child in different roles that you don't see? If they're a middle school or high school student, are they discussing high expectations with their child? They may not be attending school events because middle and high schoolers are, you're forbidden to be seen on campus, but they may at home be talking to them about the expectation for a post-secondary, a college or career goal. And if they don't really know how to discuss that with their kid, are we helping them with those conversation starters? What do you want to be when you grow up type of conversations? Are they talking with students about their coursework? So instead of saying, how was your day? What did you learn? Are we telling families, hey, they're reading this book right now in their sixth grade history class. We're learning about this. And here's three, prompts that you could ask at dinner tonight to get them talking about what we're going through. Helping students connect to extracurriculars. This is where we see a lot of our middle school and high school engagement, not so much elementary, but families really feeling connected to their kids' education through the extracurricular activities. So sometimes it's important to think about where are families showing up and how can we be more involved and bring some of their education materials into those environments. So getting creative, checking in to see how their child is doing or feeling. So families may be really plugged into their social emotional skills. And so having that knowledge that they may need some more materials, or they may know their child's ways that they calm down. We saw in that ESMA video that her mom knows how to calm her down. So if you're her teacher and you're struggling with her social emotional needs, that is a way you could partner with the family. They have information that you might need, and you have information that they could use. So this iceberg metaphor really speaks to me because we only sometimes have time to see what's above that iceberg, and it does take a little digging to understand maybe some deeper needs and roles.